Welcome to episode 2 of Moral Ambiguity Beyond the Sea. Before we start off proper, I am going to have everyone go around the room, starting with Matt, then uh, D, and then Jace. And you guys, if you give me a quick summary of what you did last
Uh-oh.
time, maybe that's why I had you get your notes. That way you can get the people up to speed. And that's why we're going to do it. It's definitely not because I didn't write down anything that you guys did last game.
Oh my god.
Okay,
The
so
truth comes out.
what I have written down, I'm going to try to paraphrase my notes as best I can. So, when we first arrived at the Auroch, we learned that the buttons and the screens around the facility are mostly fake. The lights outside in the distance, peering out through the windows, seem to move. We met Reese and his first mate, Lieutenant Dorothy. There are plaques everywhere with Latin written on it, but it's all been crossed out and written in English with marker underneath it. Nothing in the facility runs on actual electricity. It's geothermal power or air or pneumatic powered. It's both geothermal and air powered, yeah?
Yep. It is geothermal and pressurized
Cool.
power to get around.
We also met the overseer of the secondary level, Kyle Gibbs. He told us that the two people in the control room that don't talk are referred to as Thing 1 and Thing 2, and I thought that was really funny. We also learned that the person who runs the third level, which I believe is the bottommost level of the place, is named Professor Pickle, and I also thought that was really funny.
Yep.
As it pertains to my character specifically, I investigated the 2 research labs. In Lab 1, it seemed like everything was like overly cleaned. In Lab 2, looked like, and these are Nick's exact words, a mad scientist lair. One of the centrifuges contained a thick red liquid that looked a lot to me like blood. There were also steel cages that looked like they could have contained animals. The pneumatic tubes point outwards as if they're jettisoning things out into the water. We ended up meeting Mike, who's the chief medical examiner, I believe.
Yes. First medical officer, Mike.
Yep. He and Dorothy got us prepared for our first water walk. Reese walked us through what was going to happen during the walk, and once we were outside, we saw absolutely nothing in front of us and just the Auroch behind us.
Yep.
That's what I got.
That's what you did.
Who's next?
D, you go next. Tell us what Abigail did.
So Abigail came down to the underwater platform, and all the girls went, "Oh, Abigail, you're so cute!" And then all the girls kissed Abigail, and it was wonderful and beautiful, and nothing bad or creepy happened at all. That's not what happened. So Abigail's is down to research ocean madness, in the underwater platform. She spent most of the time, basically everything that Matt said, but also she spent some time interviewing Reese, Dorothy, Kyle, and Professor Pickle. She learned that mood on the ship on the platform has been improved pretty significantly, and that there are some hallucinations constantly on board, but nothing that can't really be explained. She learned that it was a mining rig before it was a research station, and there are weird noises that can't be explained sometimes. And also learned that Professor Pickle has weird dreams, sometimes about ocean stuff, sometimes about the water, sometimes about a plant. Sometimes she's, quote unquote, and these are exact words, that sponge boy. And believes that a lot of the hallucinations might have to do with the pollen in the habitat. Other than that, learned a little bit more about Reese, a little more about Dorothy, a little more about Kyle, and a little bit more about Professor Pickle. And then, we went down to do an ocean walk, and that's horrific. Thank you.
Yes.
Don't like it. Not one bit.
Okie. And then finally, Jace, you got
Hold on.
That can't. That can't. Jace, what is the name of your character? Because these notes, that I don't. Okay, I have everyone's name with the name of their character, and something happened under your name, Jace, because I have the minor cluster. It says Jace.
Benjamin Thatcher.
Okay. And
Ben Thatcher.
Oh,
yeah,
I thought it was Ben. What? Where did I get? Oh wait, hang on. No, I'm confused. I got
Okay,
confused.
so-
Never mind.
What happened is my character's under cover as with a similar name to Benjamin.
Yeah,
It's-
yeah. That's where.
Benson's your
Yeah,
undercover
my
name.
undercover name is
Yeah.
Benson Wurlitzer.
Which like what the fuck? Actually, that's
just have to
certainly
say-
an undercover name if I've ever heard one.
For some reason, Jace, under your character, all that's there is minor claustrophobia. But more importantly, right next to your name was the word luchador written, and I don't know what the fuck that happened.
Wait, hang on. Is this
I mean, it's
actually?
not wrong. I like Lucha, but I don't know what that has to do with any of this.
We're gonna
Wait,
start
is-
an underwater wrestling federation.
I'm all for it. Let's go.
Man.
Wait, is
All
the
right.
Call of Cthulhu part real, and is it the GM dealing with the Cthulhu part of it, or like what are we doing here?
All right. We got sidetracked. Let's go back.
I'm back. Yeah. What
Anyway,
did you do?
I don't remember Matt mentioning this, but there were claims that light doesn't act normal this far down.
Oh, yeah. I
Yep.
remember that.
Did you mention about Dorothy hates being here?
I did not mention that because I actually didn't have that written down.
Okay. I forget
I mentioned a Dorothy, but I didn't say anything more about
I
that.
forget how we learned that, but I do remember learning it. Obviously, I wrote it down. I also have the panels mostly fake, pretty much everything else that's been mentioned, and then for when I went off on my own, I remember I was looking for any kind of like patterns or anything that stood out in the archives or any kind of the records. And I found a communal journal that basically everybody feels like this place is a death trap at first, but then within a month or so they're fine with it. But when they go back to the surface, they have a lot of anxiety.
Right.
And then in the medical records, I found that when people first come down, their vitals fluctuate because of the pressure, but then even out from being here. And when they return, there's massive fluctuations in their body pressure, and half have a higher white blood cell count than when they started, and the other half have a lower white blood cell count.
That's strange.
And I suddenly overcame that phobia.
Oh yeah, normophobia. Easy. That's how that works,
Yeah,
right?
God damn it, I forgot about that part. Okay, this is gonna suck.
And now we will begin. In the late 1700s, French scientist Pierre-Simon Maurice de Laplace introduced the dynamic theory of tides, taking the first step into understanding the true depth of what lay beneath the Earth's oceans. It was in 1872 when British vessel, the HMS Challenger, was conducting a grand tour of the world that deep-sea exploration started in earnest. By the end of its 4-year journey, more than 4,700 species of marine life had been discovered. The Challenger Deep, as the area came to be known now, consists of 3 shelves, each reaching over 34,000 feet below, and is considered one of the deepest points mankind could ever find. The Laurentian Fan, an underwater shelf located off the Gulf of St. Lawrence in Canada, stands at a measly 19,000 feet below sea level. Not quite the monster the Challenger Deep is. But therein lies the point. Deep enough that man can freely explore, unlike the Challenger, where even the most advanced exploration is limited to unmanned ships. And so here it is that our crew find themselves taking their first steps beyond what man has known, and it's here they, perhaps for the first time, get a glimpse of the limited scope of the sea. Until now, until you view it yourself, one can never really hope to comprehend what the absence of light is. Not just darkness and limited view. Before you, the world seems to just end. So far deep that natural light is but a myth to the creatures who call this alien place home. And your intrusive man-made lanterns almost seem to be actively pushed back by the ocean itself, like the very waters despise its presence. As the hatch fully opens, you finally have a moment of calmness to take it all in. The weight of the entire ocean presses against your suits, and despite the eerie calm, your body is all tense. The sound of the creaking of both your bodies and your suits, metal and cloth and flesh and bone rubbing against each other, is the only sound you hear. And it's almost too much. You expected the darkness, you expected the pressure, you expected the isolation, you expected the cold. But this foreign world seemingly so ready to reject you, you could have never expected this. I need everyone to make a sanity roll, except normal sanity roll, except Jace, who has to make a hard sanity check.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
And here we go. Okay, normal. You said
Now,
Cool.
what's
Normal, yeah.
what one is that under for that?
Sanity. You look at your sanity and you roll it. For Matt and D, you just got to meet or roll below what your sanity's at.
okay. So
Jace, you got to meet or below half of what your sanity's at. So you roll a D100.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say I only have a 50 for normal and a 10 for insane, so I didn't.
It's
Oh
it's,
boy.
That's why I was.
Yeah.
wondering what
It's
I need.
yeah. Normal is your thing or lower. Hard is half or lower, and extremely hard is a fifth or lower.
Okay, so I have to get 25 or lower.
Oh boy.
Okay, so
Don't fuck me.
sanity's under the luck, right?
You fucked me. Wait,
No, sanity is you should have a sanity stat.
wait. 00 is like under 10, correct?
No, 00 is 100.
Double
When
zero is
you're
100.
rolling,
Yeah.
when you're rolling for percentile,
Yeah. 00
Yeah.
is 100.
Yeah, that's
I
100.
thought
My dude.
100 had to be the 00 and a 10.
No.
No.
No. Well,
No,
wait. Hang on.
because the 0 on the singular on the one numeral D10 is 10. 0 is 10 on that one.
Yeah. And since you get two tens, it's
Okay, but I have a
100.
percentile and a regular. I rolled 00 and 8.
It's an 8.
Yeah,
Then
that's
it's
an 8.
8%.
Oh, it's an 8. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was going. Then
Okay.
it didn't fuck me.
All right,
Fuck.
so Nick, I just posted a screenshot of my sheet here.
That's why I was freaking out for a second.
You right up there it says hit points, magic points, luck, and sanity.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it is below. Yeah.
Okay. So I rolled an 18.
Okay.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Oh,
You
this is
didn't-
great. Abigail has 50 for sanity and rolled a 65.
Remember. You know what? Okay. I have to roll how much you lose. Hang on.
It's
I need a dice
fine.
roller.
It's just a little sanity roll. I'm not going to use luck on it. It's fun.
Yeah.
We'll get there. It's fun. If you
It's part of the fun of this
Uh-huh.
game.
You lucky son of a bitch. You lose 1 point of sanity.
Okay.
You're going slightly mad.
You everyone else is pretty calm. It's it's
Okay.
weird. You have a moment, but it passes quickly. That 1
Okay.
point of sanity. That's not too bad.
I shiver and just sort of and just kind of shrug it off as best I can.
Yeah, I'm
And
just sort of
and
looking
with your-
around like this is kind of cool.
And since you're moving, D, you realize you are thousands upon thousands of feet below water. It's rough to move.
Oh,
It's not unbearable, but just moving a bit.
oh,
It's not like the moving's hard. The minute you start to move, the weight of the ocean kind of keeps you going in that direction. So when you like turn to shake, shaking in the opposite direction is very difficult.
okay.
You don't want to take too quick of movements because that'll kind of just push you forward too quickly. You want to take
Right.
slow movements.
Basically,
right.
momentum is our enemy.
Yep.
Gotcha.
You hear crackle, and you hear Reese's voice come over. He as he's like he walks up from behind you guys. And Reese goes, "All right, so," and he stands in front of you three. First off, don't freak out. A lot of people like to go like freak out as soon as this happens, but I can tell you right now, the calmer you try to keep yourself, the easier things would be. Don't move too much, don't move too fast. Stuff is very wonky down here, and as he's talking, you see he has his hand, like he's pressing a button on his like arm while he's talking. He holds it up and he shows that on you guys' arm there's like it looks like a phone dial. It looks like two phone dials, right? And he's like pressed one dial and he's kind of like moved it a bit as far as it can go. And he goes, "This is how we communicate. It's like a incredibly short range wireless transmitters.
Okay.
These things
How short is incredibly short?
you can't. Well, if we're on the surface, these things could reach a good 400, 500 feet. Down here, about 20.
Oh,
So
that's rough.
okay.
so
Gotcha.
So
and
don't
he, like,
split up, is what you're saying.
don't split up. Well, and he points to the cord, like he points to the back, like of his thing, and you guys, and you see the small little cord that goes from his back all the way into the ship. It's like if you ever end up getting separated, just follow the cord back to the ship. Don't try to look for anyone else. Don't try to find the others. Just make your way back to the ship and wait. That is the go-to procedure.
Right.
You will have no
Understood.
problems.
Down.
Yeah. Just
Follow the cord.
follow the cord. And I can tell you right now, don't worry about never having your cord. All right? Don't ever got to worry about that. Because if you don't have your cord, you'll be dead in 3 seconds. So it won't goddamn matter. You won't even have enough time to worry.
Sense of dread.
You know what? You know what, Nick? Actually, fuck this. Can I opt out now? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, no. The cord always leads you home. Statements that give me a sense of future dread.
Yeah. Yeah.
The state that gave me a sense of future dread is you'll never not have the cord.
Yeah,
Oh
that
boy.
too.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun when we don't have the cord.
Okay.
Oh boy, I
Okay.
can't wait to not have the cord.
Well, it's like I said, if you don't have the cord, you don't have to worry about it because it won't matter in a few seconds.
Right.
Yeah. So then you see that like he has he reaches down and he had it when he walked over and he set it down to like talk. You have to like touch the little. You guys get what I mean when I'm talking about like the little like when I say like the dial.
Yeah,
on
yeah,
your
yeah,
hand,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a phone. Yeah.
I
So,
assume
yeah.
if we're talking to each other, we're touching the dial. Like that's
Yeah.
That's
So you have to use basically both your hands to talk. You won't like
right.
unless you do some kind of wonky like body stuff, you gotta push it down. So he gets it up and he reaches down and he picks up the giant like luggage. It looks like a giant square box with a big like half circular like protrusion in front of it.
Mhm.
And you see he picks it up and he goes over and he kind of shows it to you guys and you see probably the biggest on-off switch you've ever seen on anything ever. It's like the size.
Like we're
Of,
talking
like-
cartoon proportions.
It's like the size of a mousetrap.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And he looks at that and he sets it down and then he turns on his emitter again. He goes, these are our portable light sources. They run off of probably the weirdest battery I've ever seen. They explained it to me. I don't really get it. Something about like pressurized, like hydraulics that like keep it. You basically got to plug it. So there's like on the ship, there's a little section where you can put these into, and then you crank them to charge them with the power.
Gotcha.
Okay.
With a fully cranked, they'll last you about an hour if you just use it continuously.
Yeah, so kind of like a weather radio that you use during a tornado.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Gotcha. Okay.
Or like a survival
I get
radio.
that.
Yeah.
He goes, these things are about 8,000 lumens. To give you a little idea, your average light bulb is like 10.
So it's real bright.
These things are real bright. Down here, it's like a really shitty flashlight, but it's the best we can do.
I was gonna say, I'm guessing down here that don't mean much.
Yeah, I was just going
This
to gesture vaguely at everything. It's you're gonna need 8,000 to pierce to this.
Yep.
Now, the cool thing about these is that you can you can use them, you can pick them up, move them, point them in direction. But the really cool thing is this: he goes and he hits the big switch, turns it on, and it's amazing. You guys had like the lights from the ship illuminating around you, so you could see probably about 5 feet in front of you.
Right.
When he turned it on, that increased to a dramatic 15 feet in front of you.
Oh, great.
He picks it up and he shows that like despite it being like really big and hefty, he shows that picks it up and it puts it against his chest, and then he just kind of like sets it down, and then he lets go and you see that it's just like attached to his chest now.
Oh, okay. He's got a latch
then
on it.
Yeah, he goes and he's like, they all have all of our suits have these little like attachments to them, so you can just put them on in case you need to use like your radio, or if you're just walking around. Do be wary. You really gotta like eyeball how you put it on. You might not think this, but you won't hear when it clicks on because you can't hear anything underwater. So just get used to like kind of like when you click on the light, don't let it go immediately. Kind of like let it see if it like stays in place.
Mm-hmm.
But once it's in there, since we're so far down, it don't really feel you don't feel the weight at all. So
what's another
Anyway,
50 pounds on top of all that pressure?
Yeah.
He turns and points away, and he's like, "I want to take you guys on a little walk, just to kind of see a little bit. We're not going to go too far. Just waltz around a little bit. The cables only go about half a mile out, so you never get like too far away from the ship.
Okay.
But this will be a good like experience for you guys to like go out and see.
I don't know. When visibility is 15 feet max, half a mile sounds like quite the distance.
Yeah, it sounds like we're gonna have to buddy system.
There is this specific spot. There's nothing for about a mile around the Auroch base itself. The closest structures are a bit north, about a little over a mile. Is this big like shelf that kind of goes up? It's like a little mountain that goes up, and about a little also a mile to the east is like the old Auroch base, and so you didn't got to worry about it. There's nothing. You won't be able to like see much out there. So
okay, this is out of character real quick. Was that a deliberate use of the word structure, or were you meaning more like landmarks?
it's like it wasn't. It's a big shelf. He said it's like a big shelf, big structure, big. It's a big. It looks like a wall.
So it's is it implied to be man-made? Or
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at, Nick. Is like
You know what?
that's why I said out of
Reese
character.
definitely
Did you mean to use that?
Reese said it. He definitely doesn't mean it.
Gotcha.
He,
Okay.
that's just how
Got
he
it.
explains it.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that's what I wanted to know because otherwise that's something to know.
Yeah.
Because that means there's something already built down here before we got here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's the clarification I wanted. Okay. Continue on, please.
So I'm gonna take you guys. There's a couple of geothermal vents around here that we can kind of take a look at, which is what I wanted, get to show you guys. And honestly, this is the best part of the job, and you'll probably see why in a few seconds. And he kind of turns around and starts walking in a direction that's basically directly away from the ship, and like
Mhm.
motions you guys to follow him.
All right, yeah, I'll follow.
All right. I guess, yeah.
Yeah, against my better judgment, I will follow.
Right.
Don't like this.
Everything is screaming at me. This is a terrible idea, but let's go.
But we gonna do it.
Yeah, like this is the job you guys paid up for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. True.
Let's take a look, see at what your stats are. And I'm who has spot hidden?
I do.
But it didn't.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Oh,
I do.
It's
I do as well.
okay. Everyone give me normal spot hidden.
So regular.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, got it. Rolled a 34.
I rolled.
Mine is 60.
My spot hidden is 50. I rolled a 8. I rolled what Chase rolled earlier. Yeah, let's go.
My spot hidden is 50, and I rolled 45.
Okay.
No.
Then
Quick question: what do these percentages next to him mean on the character sheet?
let me take a look at the.
Yeah, because some of the
Like
skills
that-
have extra percentages.
Yeah. I don't know.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Okay.
I think the other percentages are like next to it. I think maybe if you're untrained in it, you take 25% of whatever the stat is. I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
Alright.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll look into it and
Future?
find out next episode.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Then all three of you notice, as you're walking with them, that there's a lot of stuff moving around you that you didn't notice before. I'd say Benson notices these. Let's see how to call them. They look like basically they kind of look like these black. They're not black. They look like these slugs, like just really big, like really big slugs. Not like insanely big, probably 5 or 6 inches
Yeah, like a sea
wide.
slug.
Yeah.
Are you talking about sea pigs?
Yeah, that have
Yeah.
like this little, at first you think it's like bioluminescent, but then you realize it's just like your lights reflecting off of like these little colored stripes it has along on its back, and there's like a couple of them in clumps. Let's see. Yeah. Abigail, you notice a bunch of these clams that are like swimming. Like the clams are kind of like
Okay.
opening and closing and moving in like these groups, like along. They're not swimming very far and not very high above like the seafloor, but they're kind of like moving in these big groups along the seafloor. Like moving around. It's almost cartoonish. Like you've never seen a clam. Like you don't see clams move. So the fact that you see these like clams moving like that.
Oh, they like open and close their shells to like swim, right? Like I've seen
Yeah.
that. I've seen a video of that before, so I got it in my
Yeah.
mind. By the way, just FYI, the percentage next to some of the skills, that is how much you have in that skill by default, just by being an investigator.
Gotcha.
Before character creation. So if you have one of those that don't have any stats in it, you always roll at 25%.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So like my
Yeah.
persuade is 20 or 10%.
Like my listen is 20% because I don't have any stat in listen.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
Yep.
Benjamin, you catch sight of let me see.
Oh,
Would
Lord.
Uh-oh.
you catch sight of like a floating ball? Would
What?
Benjamin know what an anglerfish is? Do you think
There's
Benjamin
got to be
would
a
have?
role for that, right?
Well, I think this is just some character stuff. Do you think
Oh, interesting.
Benjamin would have looked up anything about like types of fish before he came in? Because you're all going underwater, or do you think he was just too excited to?
I'd say he
write his-
probably has a general idea of some of the most common types. Like an anglerfish, yeah, but maybe not like some of the more like sea slug type stuff or
Mhm.
the squids or any of that kind of shit that's down here.
Okay, so yeah, you definitely know that that's an anglerfish, and you know to like not go near it. It's
Yeah.
gonna.
It's just seeing the teeth. That's it.
Yeah. You can't see the teeth. You just see the light ball. You just see the
Fair.
ball of light, but you know that that's
Like,
an
oh,
anglerfish.
okay, yeah, that's a lure.
You guys walk for probably another 30 minutes, and now I want you to all give me spot hidden but hard.
Oh, great.
Oh,
All right,
cool.
so 25%.
And that's half of normal, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
24. Just got it. It's 30.
So
Just
that's gonna be.
You are
Okay.
my favorite dice tonight.
Yeah, that's gonna be another 8.
yeah.
I rolled a 10 and an 8.
I just rolled under my thing. I rolled a 22 versus a 25.
Nice. Wow.
Okay.
They're going
Okay.
That's closer than me.
Okay. So you all. Okay. You all get to see all the things. Okay.
All right. So, oh no, we peeped the horror.
Oh no. We saw things we weren't supposed to.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna post pictures of all these in general, just so you guys can see them.
Oh no.
Matt, your character sees a couple of floating. At first, you think they look like just little globs of like jelly, and then you see like at the end where they're kind of swaying from is like these little curled up, like it's like curled up like paper, kind of like if you roll up like a piece of paper, right?
Mhm.
It looks like that, but that's what it is, and it's got these little wings on the sides, and they're kind of glowing in these different like purples and blue colors, and then they're floating these little groups, and they just look like the most adorable things.
What
And
the
they
hell?
are these are barbelled dragonfish,
Oh
and
my.
Ooh.
What the?
and they're adorable. They just kind of float along.
Oh.
I
Sorry.
s-
Someone sent me the wrong thing. I thought I was in the right class. I thought I was in the right thing, and it's just Beastmaster pops up. My bad. Hang on.
No, yeah. Yes, it's Dolph Lundgren underwater.
Here he is.
There he is. Yeah, and you see him.
That last picture did not load for me. The picture. Oh, the picture
In
you
general.
posted didn't load. Okay, yeah, that didn't load for me at all. Hang on, let me see if I can just get a link to it.
I said it didn't load on my phone, but it loaded.
Oh, there it is.
Loaded on the
Oh,
laptop.
it's like if an elephant had a horror face. I love it.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah,
just a little jellyfish. It's
I
just a
love
little
it.
it's
jellyfish.
adorable in an
But yeah,
ugly
but
way.
in like a good way. Like I'm not saying like, oh, it's bad.
It's like if Cthulhu wasn't so threatening.
Yeah, exactly.
D, what you notice
hello.
is what looks like a really. It looks like a fish, like a normal ass fish. But it's got like a really, like long snout.
Okay.
And you notice as it gets close to one of the dragonfish, its snout kind of like lifts up a bit, and then what you can only describe as the most horrible thing you've ever seen in your life.
Oh, good.
Oh no! Oh no!
It's like snout just kind of like distends
Oh no!
Like-
good.
I think I know what this
and
is.
it's what you now see is a mouth full of like razor sharp teeth, just
Yep.
fucking blasts forward and chomps
Good.
into one of the little fishes. And I'm trying my damnedest to get a fucking image, but Discord is like, oh, you want to post this message?
Okay,
Yeah.
this elephant squid
I
thing.
knew it.
Oh,
I knew it.
And this is a goblin shark.
Oh, the goblin
Which-
shark. I love
Yeah,
that guy.
those things are so
Now-
weird.
Now,
okay. So Nick, I just wanted to clarify something. The image that you sent, what did you say it was called?
a dragonfish.
That is not what a dragonfish is.
It's called
That specific thing is called a Dumbo octopus.
oh no, Dumbo octopus. Yep, I was looking at the wrong thing.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. I feel a little bit
dragonfish
better
are
about calling it
drastically different.
calling it a. I feel a little bit better about calling it a elephant now.
A Dumbo octopus is way better name. Yep. See, the problem is I have the picture and then I have the name is right below it, but that's actually for the name for the next one below it. Now that I'm looking at it.
I love a goblin fish.
I love a goblin shark.
Um,
Goblin sharks are dope.
Goblin sharks. We love
Yeah,
goblin sharks.
they're weird little guys.
They
They
are.
really are.
They're beautiful.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, the goblin shark doesn't like when you see images of it, it's fine, but like
When it opens its
Yeah,
mouth.
when you
and
actually
goes
see its
white.
mouth distend
Mhm.
like that,
When you-
yeah, it's
yeah,
real
when you
creepy.
see when you see the thing happen, you're like, well, that's not supposed to happen.
Am I the
Um,
only one that thinks when like they're just kind of resting like normal mouth like that,
Yeah,
they
look
should be
good.
going? Am I the only one
Well,
that
that's
gets that?
actually that's not supposed to be the normal mouse. They look like normal fish, and then the mouse come out like that, and
Right.
it kind of shunks back. But yeah, you're right.
But like in that
Um,
picture, it's like he should just be going.
I stole your toes.
And Jace, what you notice is at first you're like, what? And then you realize like there's a lot of movement going on in this like particularly reefy area. Like you see a lot of like a big reef, where it's like it's got a bunch of mussels and clams and some fish,
Right,
and there's
right.
other little small things you can notice. Then you realize there's like just like a map, like there's this huge section, and I mean it's like huge. It goes up like 2 feet tall and like a foot wide. That's just like, and then you realize that there's like it's like this wriggling like mass of just tendrils.
Ooh.
What?
And then you realize that there's a ton of them like all over the place. They just kind of like warp and fucking
Oh, I'm
moving
seeing a show.
around.
Okay, I was gonna say, am I
Oh.
seeing a show goth already?
Yeah. This is
Oh, great.
this is a basket star.
What?
And
What
And,
the fuck?
and if all of you are remembering these names from when you were coming down, and you remember that one like PA who was telling you all about the ship, made sure to tell you all about these different species. So you remember talking about you remember talking about the goblin shark. You remember telling about baskin shark, which you're really hoping to see but haven't seen yet. Remember him telling you about what he called freaky starfish, which is the
Oh,
basket star, which is a starfish that just kind of grows however it wants to.
It
Oh.
never stops growing.
Oh, sweet. Hard
Nope.
beyond my comprehension. Love it.
Right?
Out of everything, this one's probably the worst because it's just moving and underwater.
Oh,
Right.
okay. I'm
And
gonna
it's-
regret this. I am going to regret this, but I have to see how it moves.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I'm
gonna look up a
going to
video.
regret. Continue on,
I'm
but
gonna
I'm
look up a video.
going to look this up.
what's really
Just
funny?
realize there may be a in the middle of everything.
What's really funny is when you type in basket star in the gift search on Discord, it's all basketball gifs.
All right. Well, I'm not gonna sleep tonight. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
That's-
Yeah,
It's gonna-
I really don't like how this looks. Not a big
Yeah.
fan of the basket star.
I'll put in an actual.
Oh,
An actual.
oh God.
That's a smaller one. These that you're
Oh
seeing have
God,
been
that's
living
the
a
video
longer.
I'm watching.
Yeah.
It's sped up, but like, oh, that just, oh no. I don't know. I don't like that.
That's the one.
This is very
That's
good
the
for an
one.
audio medium.
Yeah.
It's like well, I
Oh.
did describe it as sort of like this writhing mass.
Yeah.
It's like, imagine like a
That-
tree.
Oh, that's-
Imagine like a weeping willow, but rather than
Yeah.
the branches going down, the branches curled up and then continued to curl and move and weave within each other.
Yeah. You
in
should also
Greece.
point out they also are alive and move. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
that's
just
the thing.
undulate everywhere. Oh God.
Not
I
a
would not be
fan.
surprised if these were the original inspiration for the fucking
Yeah.
show off.
Well, anyway, welcome to the
They
starfish
move
chat.
in like they move slowly enough that you can't you're not there's parts where you can't quite be sure if they're actually moving themselves or if it's just the ocean forcing it. But then every now and then one of the tentacles goes in a completely opposite direction than the rest of
Than
them
the
are going,
current.
and you realize yes, it is definitely moving.
Oh, that is. Oh no, I don't like that.
Makes my toes itch. I don't like it. Ugh.
Oh,
So I'm gonna say that while you guys have been freaking out over this, Reese is kind of looking at you guys, and if any of you spared him a glass, you see that he is laughing his ass off at what you three are doing.
Oh, see, but I got
he
to see
gets-
I got to see the good one. I got to see the Dumbo octopus. I'm in awe of the Dumbo octopus.
I will say that as soon as one of you started noticing the Cthulhu mess, I think at this point that got around to everyone.
Yeah, I probably turned to
Yeah.
look and saw the basket star just writhing, and I'm just like, ah.
Don't like that. The first bit.
Reese walks over and he clicks on his thing. He's like, "Oh yeah, these little bastards. The starfish? It's crazy. I didn't know starfish could
that's
get
a
like this crazy.
starfish.
Yeah, I didn't know they could grow like that, but that's basically a starfish.
Oh God,
It looks
that's a
like
nightmare
upchucked
fish.
spaghetti.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not great. I don't.
Yeah, that. Oh God, no.
Oh, you want to see the best part?
No.
I'm not sure.
I'm gonna need you to explain what you mean by best.
And
Yeah,
he just reaches his hand down and sticks his whole arm into one of just in the middle of a basket store and just pulls it up and just kind of rolls around everywhere.
What the fuck?
In front of. They're basically harmless. I mean, unless you're with dead matter. These things are they're bottom feeders, kinda. These
so
are
they're
actually
just
unique.
unsettling to look at.
Yeah, these are actually unique. Most basket stars will kind of I mean, they're starfish. They eat a lot of the ground, but these guys are unique in that they are bottom feeders, which most basket stars aren't. I think it has something to do with all the geothermal vents around here makes most of the ground and funnel on it too warm to eat properly. So it just tends to end up eating the leavings of other fish, and then he just kind of throws the basket and it just slowly floats
So
before hitting the ground.
I'm gonna double check with what you just said. It's changed its feeding patterns because of this area.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Something. Yeah. Apparently, it's something. You can ask one of the. You can ask Pickle about it. She knows more about it. Something about the geothermals, changing.
Would it be possible to bring one aboard to sort of just study it?
Oh, we've got a couple of them.
Oh,
I mean,
do
you guys
you?
went down into Pickle's lab, right? There's a couple of them. She's got a whole bunch of the plants down there that only work. Not all the plants are cool, not being underwater, but a lot of these plants, as long as you keep them with enough seawater, yeah.
Now, did I see any of these basket stars in the labs when I searched before?
You can't. I will say that all three of you, since you all went down the labs, to meet with Pickle, you all remember there being plants. None of you remember any of them damn moving.
Yeah, I was
plants
gonna
were
say a basket
still.
star is not a plant.
Yeah, but like none of like the like because when you went in there, it's like a green room, right? Tons of like, and you don't remember anything moving.
Right.
Gotcha.
Interesting.
So, but did say if you want to see it, talk to Pickle. She knows more. He says she knows more about like all this like animal stuff.
Ugh.
Yeah. Let's see. I'd say you guys spend like maybe another hour just kind of futzing around. You see some more creatures. Uh, you get a baskin shark gets a little too chummy with Abigail.
Ah.
Um,
I think
looking-
about I go back to like stuff I've like read about with sharks and just pop it on the nose.
oh, yeah. It didn't care, but it also has completely lost interest when you do that. It just go floats away. Yeah, you see other, there's other animals you see, but like nothing hits you quite the same way the basket star did. Um, I
I would
really did not.
imagine not.
I did not expect it to hit you guys that much, but okay.
Don't like things with a lot of tentacles that move on their own are not fun.
And eventually you guys head back to the ship. Let me see. I have so many tabs open because I was looking up all types of fish. I gotta find where your stats are. Okay. I'd say uh you guys make your way back to the main shuttle, and it hasn't been an easy thing, so I will say everyone make a normal constitution check.
Okay, normal.
Because it's pretty rough having to move around, and you've been doing it for an hour.
All right, I passed that one. I'm fairly good at Constitution.
Yep, I passed that one too. 41 under my 70.
Yeah, I have a 72, and I rolled 44. So
Hang on, mine's 50. Let's see what we roll. That's a 30. Yeah, 30 30 even. So
Okay, you guys are all feeling pretty good. You've all gone out on like big heavy swims, so you're all pretty good. Get into the ship. Reese shows you guys specifically. Please make note of this. Reese shows you guys how to like pull everything back in. Get the ropes back into the ship. How to close the ship. Vent out the water that's came inside when you opened up. Depressurize it uh, and get out of your suits. Put everything up to charge. You know how to do that. He
All
showed
right.
you.
Cool. We got that.
so Reese showed us how to.
Uh,
You said depressurize.
yeah, because when you open up
And-
basically, once you get your suits on,
Yeah, it's like an
you
airlock.
go. Yeah, you go into like half the ship, and it closes off, and then water comes in. It and then it pressurizes after the
Right.
water comes in to get you ready, and then the back of the ship just opens up. And so when you come in,
Right.
it's the exact opposite.
It's like
and
when you
it's like-
enter a new stage in BioShock.
Yeah.
gotcha.
And then Reese sits there. While you guys are finishing up, he's talking to he's talking to someone on like the comms, and you hear him go, "All right, reel us in," and then you see him sit down, and in like a chair that's right there, you see him buckle in, and then he looks over to you guys and just smiles for a second.
I'm gonna quickly do the same.
I'm gonna
Yep.
quickly buckle
I'm
in.
going.
And before
I'm
you
not-
even get a chance to do that, you just feel yourselves just get slammed to the ground as the thing just goes up. And as you're going up, he's like, so like the best part is that since there's no like we drop down with ballasts, but like to get up, there's just like giant cables attached to the ship that just reel us back into the hull. It's the best.
I see.
And as you can see, as he looks, there's also only ever 2 spots open on the ship. So whenever you get in, make sure you click in as quick as you can, because there is only 2 seats. He had
What an
1.
asshole. What an asshole.
So
Learn by
how
doing,
long?
baby.
How long does it take to reel us in?
And you hear the sound of metal scraping against metal, which means that you guys are inside now, not out of water anymore.
Oh, damn.
Misa goes, yeah, it's damn quick. It takes way less time to get pulled in than it does to get to slowly float. Mainly because, like, for some reason, it's way easier to pull something up for some reason than it is to like hit down. You know, if you go down, you don't know. There's all sorts of currents that could put you every which way, but when you're just pulling it straight up, it's damn easy. So you never have to
That's
worry
fair.
about spending too long.
Yeah.
All right,
Good to
and
know.
let's see. You guys are back in the ship now, back in
Nick,
the Orok.
just out of character real quick, just for note's sake, how many seconds? Just because I have a feeling this might be relevant later.
That's a good question. I'll say about
About half a minute to a
60
minute?
Yeah, 60 seconds. And in reference,
30 minutes.
it took you about 10 minutes to descend, but only 60 seconds to ascend.
I have a feeling this might be pertinent information later.
Nah, we'll be all right.
I mean, it might be. Who knows?
Who knows? Who can say? Not me.
All right. You
All right.
guys are up. I will let you have like a day, kind of like last time, but instead of 3 days, it's only a day. And we'll go around again. Is there anything now that you have some fresh ideas? Now that you've been into water, starting with Matt. Anything Benson would like to do?
Yeah, I would like to meet up with Professor Pickle and talk about the basket star thing.
I'll go ahead and ask. Does anyone else want to do that too?
I was gonna say I actually wanted to go down there and talk about the sea life in general to kind of get an idea if there's anything else that has changed its normal patterns from other places it's at. You know what I mean? Like how they said the basket star is now a bottom feeder. If there's any other species that have produced new behaviors here that they don't have other areas.
I was actually going to ask about the aggression of the creatures, because like the goblin shark didn't seem that aggressive, but like, have any behavior changed recently?
So kind of along the same thing I'm getting at.
Yeah.
So it sounds like we all kind of have the same general
The
kind of
idea.
the same idea. Yeah.
I lost the word I wanted to use. Hate when that happens.
Well then, you make your way down to the lower area of the ship. You head to the habitat room. Gabby is down in her little hold. Now that you have entered the habitat room, maybe it's because I'd say you guys are like have just been underwater. But let me see. I don't want to keep using spot hidden. That seems to be the best. Like, that seems to be just the best one for this kind of stuff. So yeah, make some hard spot hidden checks when you enter this time.
You said hard?
Yeah.
25.
That one I don't get.
That is gonna be a 10 versus
That's
my
a
25.
70 something. I dropped the dice, so no, that's definitely not going to
No. Okay, so Benson this time, you like the others don't notice it. You as you're going like through the habitat room, you totally notice this time. Off in like a little corner, you realize that like the plants are on like top of the shelves, but like that's waist chest up. But waist chest down, you realize are tanks. You didn't notice this last time. And like as you get to the tanks, you see that like you light up, and you see a bunch of the tanks have a bunch of these underwater creatures, and you definitely see the basket dudes.
The basket dudes.
Basket star.
The basket stars. I can't believe I forgot their name in 3 seconds. Yeah, the basket stars in like one of the underwater tanks. And you notice that like these ones that are like in captivity, are not really moving like the ones outside. The ones outside were very, very feely, you know? These
Mm,
ones you can kind of see moving every now and then, but you also notice that they're all like individualized. Like there's only basket stars in one, and then there's like a little divider. It looks like one long tank. Well, like each tank is like one big tank. So there's like tanks here, tanks,
right.
with floors on
Like a
top. But there's little dividers in between sections, and so like the basket
like
stars are in their
10-foot
own little
tank
thing.
divided into 5 sections.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the aquariums at Walmart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So you're not sure if maybe like it's just because it's not out in the wild, it's not actively,
Right.
if it's in captivity, it's definitely being fed. But you do notice the basket stars this time. You also notice that like the ones here are like a very like grayish color, not like the yellow the ones outside were.
Mm.
Like
Um,
sickly gray.
Yeah,
well,
can
I
I
mean, you
can I
can't really.
intuit that?
Yeah.
I will say you, as someone who's not a scientist, totally thinks that makes them look sick.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm only
Uh,
undercover as a marine biologist.
Yeah. So like, yeah, you
Fair.
see one and it's gray, and you're like, yeah, that plant don't look sick, man. So you get up to Gabby, and she says, she's doing her normal work. I assume you guys will. I'll let you guys, fucking role play how you want to do this.
All right, who wants to take lead? Just like
Well,
just going out of character for just a second. Who wants
Benson,
to
you're
take
the
lead?
scientist. You go for it.
Right.
Right.
So I'll just what is she like behind her desk?
Why am I picturing a doctor?
Doctor.
Yeah. She doesn't really have a desk. She's basically just like standing, working on like it looks like she has a
She's
she has like this
flitting about
medical
the lab.
table. Yeah, she has like this medical table, a bunch of medical instruments, looking stuff, microscopes, some computers and stuff,
Right.
inputting data.
Okay.
You doctor things.
I'll just
Stethoscopes, little popsicle sticks to put in your throat.
Yes, she has a stethoscope she has to a plant.
I'll
She's checking
just-
its heartbeat.
I'll approach and then just sort of lean over whatever she's working on and just be like, "Oh, what you got going on here?"
Oh, this is phenomenal. Okay, so this is a form of like some kind of underwater uh, like a mollusk, and you see it looks like a big gray rock that's been split open, and you see inside is like clam stuff meat.
Yeah.
Let
Because-
me.
Because this particular mollusk doesn't actually form its own shell. This one seems to take a shell like from surrounding areas and like forms it around itself, almost like a crustacean, like a hermit crab.
Right.
And it makes a shell of that. This one's made it out of just like some of the sulfuric rock by like the geothermal vents, and that's crazy because we've never seen them do that.
So it's not growing its own shell?
No, it basically kind of like absorbs the particles around it. I'm speculating that this isn't for protection so much as it is for coversion. I think it's rather than using the shell to protect itself, it uses this made up shell to hide itself so that it can spring forward and grab any of the underwater flora that it eats.
Avoid. Yeah, it's to avoid its own predators. That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Do you think other species like this would act the same around other sort of geothermal areas?
I mean, it's all speculation. This is the first geothermal area we've ever actually been able to like look at, but I'd have to say it probably comes down to like the heat like this far down, there's no warmth, so like any sort of heat seems to radically change like the ecosystem around it. I think various levels would probably change how they look. Um, a lot of these species we've seen before, but they're acting very different around here, and I surmise at least, that it's part of the geothermal like ecosystem that like the vents are causing the creatures to kind of like work around it, especially since a lot of these vents have been here for the hundreds and hundreds of years. So rather than the creatures moving away from it, they probably just learned how to deal with it.
Right.
Okay, so
Reese
I
Reese
was,
was telling us during our water walk that the basket stars, at least around here, are bottom feeders, whereas elsewhere they're not.
Yeah, a lot. I think it has something to do with there's not a lot of flora in these geothermal areas. A lot of the more plant-based creatures don't seem to grow very well, and so they all kind of end up like the basket stars and like these um mollusks. Like they used to form these big reefs, but like here in the geothermals they don't seem to form that. There's maybe something about like the heat doesn't allow like a lot of the plant life to like survive very much, so as such they tend to like branch out. We've noticed the basket stars have like basically eat the remains of other animals, but not like in a
more like a carrion.
yeah. But even then, it's we've never seen them eat like anything big. They seem to like basically just move along the bottoms and along the like they reach out and will just get little pieces. But we're talking like tiny pieces. I mean, you won't see like a fish in the malls of like one of the basket stars. You won't see like a whole fin or anything. Like the basket stars aren't really designed to like ingest that. So like it seems what they eat's incredibly tiny.
Evolution in motion.
Yep.
I love to see it.
Could this proximity to the geothermal vents cause like aggression or different behavior?
Not in a direct sense. From what we've seen, it's all sort of like a passive idea. The geothermal vents will kind of like, on top of being like a source of heat, are also kind of a source of like small light, which tends to attract various types of fish. One of the most interesting things here is that the light from the geothermal vents is not like yellow or white. It tends to be like a red on the color spectrum, which is the perfect color for most underwater creatures that have eyes can't see that color. So a lot of the predators have kind of learned to hang around where it's warm because they will be able to see the fish, but a lot of the fish can't see them.
That is going to be relevant for later. Can't see red light. Got it. I have a feeling that might be useful for later.
You know what?
That is.
I agree.
Foreshadowing, my friends.
Oh, I heard like 3 things that entire thing that sounded like foreshadowing. That and the other one that really jumped out was, you won't see a basket star like chowing on a whole fish.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm not.
I would just like to take this moment to talk to our audience and say, I have done research, but I'm not very smart. I'm trying to give everything I say, I'm like 80 to 90% sure.
It's a fiction podcast.
Yeah, but I'm trying to teach a little bit. Like all the things I'm saying are real, like I'm not, I didn't fucking make up the dude who like discovered tides.
Like I get what you're saying. Like, yes, it's a fiction podcast, but what is real, you're trying to make sure isn't bullshit.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna disagree on you not being smart. This is incredibly well written so far. And I'm having a blast.
All I'm gonna say is
I'll
I
fight
got
you.
literal chills on that opening bit going
Yeah,
out onto the fucking walk.
yeah, that was fucking wild.
You guys got anything else, or you good with Gab?
No, that was kind of really my
Gabs?
only question.
Yeah.
That red
Um,
light, the red light information, I think is going to be really useful.
Are there any species that have shown like not just small changes in behavior, but like massive changes?
Yeah, what's the craziest thing you've seen so far?
She thinks for a second. Well, let me think. Well, I mean, there was the time that those goblins. No, I mean that's just normal fish behavior.
What happened?
What?
Um, there was a time where there was a bunch of goblin sharks, and they were just constantly thrusting out the little faces, at each other.
As you do.
I'm not sure if it was just some sort of like mating thing, or maybe they just gotten some like a chomp of something I couldn't see. Oh, there was one time I saw a baskin shark. Have you seen these guys? They're like these big, huge, sharks, but like their mouths are really well. You saw one earlier. You saw a baskin shark.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought.
she's
What, you
explaining-
mean a goblin shark, right?
No, a basking shark.
basking.
Oh,
No,
basking. Oh, I thought you said basket shark. I thought you were confused. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was floating around, and at first it was like moving really quickly, and I couldn't figure out why. And then I saw that like there was a goblin shark inside its mouth that was like it was swimming alongside of it. And anytime the basking shark would go to eat something, the goblin shark shot out and grabbed it with its mouth and ate it before. Like it was using the basking shark almost as like a ship.
What the
it's like a funnel for its own food.
Yeah.
That is insane.
And it's not
Yeah,
like
they're fucking weird.
And it's not like the
Yeah.
basking shark couldn't get rid of it. Like it can close its mouth if it needs to. It's just it was letting it happen. Like they were like buds floating around.
God, out of character, I hate how basking sharks look.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, and there's
Yeah.
there are two things I saw that were really, really strange. And they were basically strange because I'd only saw them once, two separate times. Like I saw one time and one another time. And it's these two fauna that are not native to this area that I saw here. The first was a spider crab.
Okay. Okay.
They're mostly like in the eastern area. I mean, they're called Japanese spider crabs because they live all around Japan. But they also
Right.
they're also way up in the Arctic. They tend to like colder spots more. So the fact that I saw one, and it kind
Right.
of skittered off before. I have not been able to see it again. That was like 2 months ago, and that was weird. And I'm like, maybe it's not like maybe it wasn't an actual Japanese spider crab. Maybe it's just another type of crab that evolved. Kind
Yeah.
of simultaneous.
There is the
second one I
phenomenon
saw-
of carcinization, where everything eventually evolves into a crab.
Yeah. And then
I feel like Benson looked up like random oceanic.
Oh, that's
facts to
exactly what he
do.
did.
I was gonna
He's just
say
spouting out about carcinization.
that is absolutely something Benson saw one day on PBS while he was just watching TV.
Benson, are you saying everything just devolves into a crab battle?
Eventually, yes.
Why does that make sense?
I mean, think
Yeah,
about it this way:
Benson's so smart.
50% armor, 50% weapons,
It's true.
100% best body.
Wow.
I want to
Listen, I never claimed to be a comedian.
I want to argue, but like he makes a good point.
That tracks.
No, he's cooking.
Let him cook.
Let him
Wow.
cook.
And the second thing I saw, and this one I know it was it because there's no other type of like squid like this. I saw a group of big fin squids swimming through. Big fin squids are probably the largest types of squid out there, and they're mostly like, I mean, they're huge, man. They're they're the size like, they get to like 13, 26 feet long, and I saw like a group of them. You normally only see like one at a time.
Oh, those
a
creepy looking ass
group-
motherfuckers.
A group of them? What do you mean a group of them?
Like 3 of them just kind of like floating through. They were definitely going someplace. It seemed like maybe they had a destination. I think maybe it was some form of migration, but like, these things are supposed to be like in like the Pacific, maybe somewhere in the Indian Ocean, some towards Hawaii, but
Okay.
like not here.
Storyteller, what or is it keeper? I don't actually know the name for Cthulhu. Cthulhu Dungeon Master. The caller. Cthulhu caller. Where just in general, like based where we are, how far away would Japan and or the Indian Ocean be from
We're
us?
in the Atlantic, aren't we?
We're in the Atlantic, right?
Yeah, you are west coast of Canada.
East Coast, I think you mean.
So very far away.
Or East
from
Coast?
both.
East Coast, yeah, East Coast.
So very far
East
away
Coast.
is what you're saying.
The big fin squid is not too crazy because they have been spotted in like the Hawaiian Islands, but that's still a ways.
From the
Yeah,
And the
eastern
Japanese
side of
spy
Canada,
craft.
yeah.
yeah,
and-
that's wild.
Yeah, and Japan's, like she said, they also are like in the
Okay.
Arctic, so,
So the-
maybe some might have come down from up north. But
So
like,
I was gonna say that if the spider crab likes the cold, if we're off the east coast of Canada, that one makes a bit more sense
Yeah.
having shown up.
Especially
But you're in a
for...
Squid though,
you're in a geothermal area that's super
Yeah.
warm, though.
Yeah,
yeah,
that is
like
true.
but
None of
like
this
it'd
makes
be
sense.
wandering around here and like weird, but it makes more sense than the squid.
Hmm.
Yeah, the squid is weird. Gabby explains like she thinks they were probably maybe migrating, which maybe squids do. We don't know. Like she says, like we don't like the Japanese crab. I might have mislabeled that, or maybe it's just something that was maybe it was an animal that was similar. That's possible. The big fin squid, we don't know anything about them. So like, I maybe they were migrating. Maybe they kind of do like, or maybe they were following like squids and whales are known to be like rivals. Predatory. Maybe they were following a group of whales.
Yeah.
But it's very odd. It's very odd.
Okay, now I have to ask the elephant in the room question. Have you found a giant squid yet?
We have found. And she stops and she goes, "Okay, we found a tentacle.
A
Oh,
tentacle?
It was apparently the first thing we found because it was in the construction people found it when they were making it, right? It ended up being attached to like the lower when the auroch was like lowered in, the lower area was in. It like picked up a bunch of stuff and we found a tentacle. We can't really bring it in because it's about 300 feet long.
Whoa, that's a big tentacle.
But
Okay, time out. Do you know how big they are in real life?
well, we haven't seen any.
No, that's why I said time out.
Oh yeah. No, that's if any of your characters think I've heard of giant like the giant squid, that's not how that's not how big it's supposed to be.
Yeah, that's like
Yeah, that's
okay.
ridiculous.
That's something
I
to
mean,
write down.
We're thinking like, I mean, I think what giant squid is supposed to be like what, like
They're
somewhere
supposed to
between
be
like
50 feet at the largest.
yeah,
and
like somewhere around
that's
50.
pushing.
She goes, it was very decomposed. And at the time we didn't really have the facilities to bring it in, and it's gone. But we took a lot of pictures and stuff. A lot of the scientists are pretty sure that it's just a bunch of tentacles that got wrapped around each other and made one big long one because
Almost
It
like
does-
a almost like a
seem like
rat
it would-
king.
Yeah.
Because the alternative is madness. Because the alternative
is that the squid got insanely huge. Yeah.
that's madness. That's crazy.
Like, as an aside, real quick, I'm looking at like the handful of rare pictures we have of them, and they're too big. They
way
don't
too
look
big.
real.
Yeah, it's insane. Those are the leviathans that ships saw, like
Yeah.
back in the day. Was like probably the
seriously.
carcasses of like squid and shit.
Like, yes, we have one at the Smithsonian that's, I think it's about a medium size what they figure, but like it's a carcass.
Their eyeballs are 10 inches
It's
wide.
a dinner plate.
Fuck off.
Yeah. The eye is the size of a dinner plate.
Like I said, they don't look real,
It's gonna suck when you guys have to fight one.
right?
You guys good? Any more questions for Gabby, or can we continue?
I think that's
Okay,
it.
we can continue.
All right. I'm gonna say
We
you
have
guys
to-
are gonna go to bed, but I need to see what stat you guys are gonna roll.
Just in case we
there-
do have to fight one, make sure you have a sperm whale in your pocket. Natural
Yeah.
predator.
You know what? You know what? This is okay. So you guys have gone to sleep. Everyone, you try to everyone going to sleep. This. I want everyone to make a hard luck check.
Oh, this scares me.
Yeah, it's gonna be. This is luck. I need to make everyone.
Good luck
Yeah.
or bad luck.
All right,
is the
so
question.
Yeah.
so I started with 50. I think I used 50 luck points, or not 50 luck points, 5 luck points last episode. So I'm at 45. Half of 45 is 22, or 22 and a half. Are we rounding up or down?
You've got all your luck back.
Oh, okay.
You're sleeping. You had a short rest. You get all your spell slots back.
Gotcha. Didn't know it worked the same.
It doesn't, but I'm making it. Have
Okay.
fun.
All right, cool.
Damn it! So close to making it. I needed a 25. I rolled a 32.
Damn, y'all's luck sucks. I have good luck.
I rolled a 22 versus my 25.
I had
Yep.
55 luck. I rolled a 14.
Okay. I don't know why I put my
Oh,
notes aside like I was all done.
Look,
I put
all
my
I'm going to
notes
say
down.
is it's probably thematically appropriate that the one that has studied the occult is probably the one that starts having shit happen to them first.
Yeah.
Apologies,
Uh,
you said half my luck. That's a 27, so I have yeah, I still pass. 14 still passes.
Yeah, something still passes. Jace, you are awakened from your sleep by some sound.
Oh,
You don't
okay.
really know what it is because you just woke up. Like something made a noise and it woke you up.
Okay.
I'd say, let's see. I'm looking at these stats, baby. I'm looking at these stats.
Oh no.
Um,
I don't like this.
you don't really have no, you roll anything. I'm going to say you hear there's like a low hum at all times of facility of like that's
like
just the
background
facility.
engine noise and
Yeah,
machinery noise.
yeah. Fucking, the bridge on Star Trek. There's that background,
Yeah.
and uh, you kind of like you can hear it where you're at, but it sounds like it kind of tapers off. I'm trying to look at the maps to see how it is. So you guys are in the second floor, the rec room is where all the um
Yeah,
beds are. It
let me
it
bring the map
looks
up.
yeah, it looks small. It's not. I didn't make it to scale. The rec room's really big. The rec room is since it's the center area, um, the galley and the habitat room are the main center areas of like the pillars. So they are the biggest rooms. And
Gotcha.
so the rec room
Right.
has all the things. You can kind of see out that um lights have been dimmed, but you can see like a flickering light out of the rec room into like the southern exit. Like lights are flickering, and you hear like the hum kind of like warbling a bit down there.
Oh. Oh God. Oh, hmm.
You hear the distinct sound of the doors because there's the doors, as you can see on the maps. The lines in the connecting areas are basically sets of doors that open up. You hear the sound of a door opening that goes away from the rec room. Like you hear it open
Is it going towards the vehicle room or towards the corner?
downwards towards the corner
Do I see anything
of
other than
if
like just the door opening and closing?
you don't see the door opening. You just the lights are flickering a bit, so it's hard to see in that direction. You heard the door opening, and now that a few seconds have passed, you hear the door closing.
But I didn't see anything that looked like something obviously moving over there.
You can't tell. You're like the way it is. You're in a bedroom.
Oh
That
fuck!
like
I'm probably
it's
gonna regret this.
basically you heard something leave. I will say
Um.
that. Not to give you the impression that something's coming in. No, you heard something. It sounded like something left. It sounded like
Okay.
something woke you up. Some noise of something in the rooms woke you up,
As
and
it was
then
leaving.
left. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Matt, this Cthulhu shit's easy, isn't it? We just get to have nice naps.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Are any other lights flickering, or is it just this one corridor?
It's just that one area corridor.
God damn it. Okay.
And I'll say enough time because I say you just kind of, you said that you're thinking about it, but a few seconds have passed. Lights come back on, no longer flickering.
All right. Who's closest to me? Benson
You
or
know what?
Abigail?
You know what? I'm gonna let you guys decide that one.
I
Which one of you wants to do it?
I'll sacrifice myself.
Okay,
No,
yeah,
you know what? Fuck it.
I was
I'm gonna
gonna say
wake you both
I probably sleep like somewhere off in the corner of the room.
I'm gonna wake you both up.
Huh?
Actually, you wake Abigail up.
Okay.
Benson's not there.
What?
Benson's not there. Benson's not there. Not like three. It's just Benson's not there. He's probably I don't know. You guys, you specifically, Benjamin. You have more important things to worry about. So in your mind, he just went to go pee or something. It doesn't matter.
What? Huh?
Something was just going on. Power seemed to be going out in that specific hallway, leaving the rec room, and something left during the power surge, I guess. I think we should check it out. And I don't see Benson around.
We could talk about if it's just a power surge,
If it was a power surge, it would have been the whole area, not one corridor.
Are they on different grids, maybe? Abigail's gonna get up and just kind of wipe her face a little bit, get the sleep out of her eyes. I mean, I guess I don't really know. It's our business, but I guess we can go look.
Something just isn't sitting right about this.
Okay, sure. You,
Um.
Bob?
Do either of you have the appraise skill? Do either of you two have appraise? Appraise.
No.
No, but it is one of those skills that has a default of 5% if we want to roll it.
Yeah,
All right,
but that means you have to roll like
under 5.
under 5. Good luck.
Remember, you do have luck you can use.
That's I'm not using 34 luck points. So
Holy
good.
shit.
Again, how low
Could
you
you
roll.
imagine?
Yeah. That's a 39. That's not going to happen.
Okay, yeah, that ain't happening either. If it had been rolled 1 over from 64 to 24, I might have thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So what you guys gonna do?
Actually,
Is this-
if you want to stay here, that's fine. I just want somebody to know that I left to go check it out if you don't want to come with.
I take out my notebook. Is this the first time you've been having this kind of hallucination?
It wasn't a hallucination.
I look around for any evidence that this is not a hallucination. Is there anything to indicate that this isn't a hallucination?
Well, he said he heard someone leave, and Benson's not here.
That's a good point. Maybe it was Benson. Maybe Benson messed with the lights before he left. Let's go see if we can find Benson. Yeah, it could potentially be Benson.
Okay. So I guess do either of you two have track?
I have no, but the default is 10 on it.
Yeah, the default's 10.
You have track, Chase?
No.
Well, if you
I
want
was
to roll
looking to
it,
see if I had anything else that might
That's a
help.
31. No bang. That's gonna be a no for me, dog.
Yeah, no, that's a no on me.
okay. Well, in that case, I can give you no hints. You have to parse it yourselves. You want to find Benson?
Okay, I think
How would you start?
my first thing is I'm gonna go over to that corridor and look and see if anything looks like maybe there is a misconnection or something.
Okay. As you step out, because your room's darkened because you're sleeping. Your particular section, I think I'd say there's probably like 4 beds in each area. And each area is like sectioned off. There's a bunch of areas, so like everyone's kind of in their own. And you 3 had taken this with an empty bunk.
Right.
As soon as you get out of your area into like the main hall, make a dex, a normal dex.
Both of us?
Benjamin, since he's the one walking out.
All right, I made that one.
Okay. You almost slipped and fell on some water, but you caught yourself. And
Hold up.
you notice there's a bunch of water. Like, not a bunch, but there's water on the ground, and there's water. It kind of like trails off towards the area you're going to. It also trails back into your room.
Abigail, come here. Is this water real or am I hallucinating?
I go over to look at the water.
There's water. Yeah, it's water.
No, that's water.
All right,
gonna-
so we're in an underwater base and there's water trailing from us and away back like towards the door?
Yeah. Since it's a bit harder to see in your room, you'd have to follow the water to see where it goes into your room, but you can see out in the world because it's lit up that it goes towards that section.
I'm gonna
I'm
lean
going
down
to-
and just put my fingers in the water and then just kind of like smell it and taste it. Is it salty?
Oh, that's some salt water, my guy.
Okay,
It's salt water.
Abigail, you stay right here. I'm gonna follow it back to whatever bunk.
You sure you don't want me to go with you?
Well, no, I just want so we know. I want to know if
Okay.
Benson just went on a like midnight swim or sleep swim or what.
Okay.
Does
sure.
it go back to Benson's bunk?
All right. I'll wait for Benson.
Okay.
No, I'm telling you to wait right here at where we found the puddle of water. I'm just
Oh.
quickly going back and checking and then coming back.
Okay, sure.
Okay. I'll say that you track this water. It's small droplets, kind of a steady stream as you go through down the rec room, down the Sullivan wall. You hang a left, and this trail is leading you, Benjamin, specifically into Lab 1. You use your key card, you enter.
Well, no. You said it went back into the area where we were sleeping. That's what I was checking.
Oh, you're checking the area where it goes to sleeping. Oh, yeah. Okay, that takes you straight to Benson's bed, which is just drenched.
All right, I go back to Abigail. Abigail, we need to book it. His bed is soaked.
That's weird.
It leads right back to Benson's bed, and it is drenched. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right, so it takes us down to Lab 1. Continue.
As you pass through, you hit the corner and you take left, and right before you hit Lab 1, as you both walk and you pass the view area, like one of the view areas out, you pause as I'd say, make a hard educated check, both of you.
Okay.
Not very hard. This is if you don't spot this will be really, because you're both concentrating. So this is a very hard educated check.
Educated check?
Yes.
Wh-
Very
I'm good
hard.
at that.
Oh,
So that's 15. Wait, it's a fifth, right? So 12.
A
I need a
fifth,
12.
yeah. Yeah.
okay. I rolled a 21. I'm going to use 5 points of luck to get down to the 16.
Yeah, go for it. I have a 12. I rolled a 95. That's not happening.
Yeah, so I'm going to use... I rolled
Yeah.
a 21. I'm using 5 points of luck to get down to the 16 I need to make it.
As you pass the view screen, Benjamin, you notice that it's black. The lights are not on outside the ship, at least in this area. Now, and when you realize this, you hear not very loud, very dull, like something hit something and fell, coming from the lab area.
All right. We need to book it. The lights are outside. Something is going really wrong.
Fuck. Is there a pipe? Is there something I can defend myself with? I'm starting to get a little nervous here.
Yeah,
In this area, no, there might be something in the lab.
Okay.
In the lab, there's all sorts of tools
Well,
and stuff.
In my gear and possessions, I have a pocket knife. Can I say that I brought that with me, or like, is that going to be we just kind of ran out of bed and you don't really have that?
I will. Yeah, role play. Do you think Abigail would sleep with her pocket knife?
Oh, would she?
Legit.
Well, no, but would she have brought it with her when? Nah, probably not. You're right. She probably doesn't have it.
Yeah, because I'll say you were smart enough to you were composed enough to bring your notebook, but that seems more important to you than bringing along your pocket knife.
And a pin. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. All right, you guys enter into the lab and you see clearly the puddle. Remember, like, the lab is it's a big laboratory area that sections off into other laboratory areas. One section goes into a room that's for dissecting and stuff. One goes to a room that's like colder for keeping storage. The water leads into one of the rooms that you guys nope, that's not you. It leads into one of the rooms you don't know about, or you didn't really explore.
I see.
And you also see that the door is very much ajar.
But I thought it's a door.
You motherfucker.
I'll kill you. I'll kill you dead. Not because of the
Joke.
joke, because I didn't get to make it in
I
time.
want you to make a very hard sanity check.
Shit. Okay, do we guns blaze or do we
What
take...
guns? What guns? I have a book. What the fuck is that?
It's an expression. Do we go charging in or do we take the cautious approach?
I guess we take the cautious. I don't want to die.
Do either of you, both of you make, do either of you have firearms?
No.
No, I mean the skill.
No. Also no.
No.
No. Okay.
Though firearms
you-
is 20%.
20. Yeah. If you want to make a firearms check. Oh no, you know what? How about fighting?
No. Also no.
Okay.
Also no. I'm an intellectual.
Okay.
Well,
I'm
I
an
will
author
make you-
and a
I-
researcher.
I will make you if you make a normal fighting check. I don't know what percentage it is on your guys'.
Oh,
Because I'm looking
I'm
at
not fighting. Brawl. Okay, yeah. I can do that. I can actually do that.
Oh, you do have it?
I do have it. I have 45
Okay.
in brawl.
Okay.
Oh, then make a normal. Yeah, make a normal.
What do we got? Looking at the dice. Oh, that's that's an 18. We're good.
Okay. You can arm yourselves with something. There's some big wrenches, like big wrenches.
Yep.
You see that people were there was some kind of maintenance going on over in one corner, and they just kind of left it to finish up later. So there's like some big wrenches that's like attached to like a pipe.
I think
you know,
Abigail starts to hyperventilate just a little bit, and then she's like, "Oh right. Me and my dad, we used to box. I know what I'm doing. We can do this." She starts to like center herself. She slaps her cheeks a couple of times. Okay, and then she grabs a wrench and she grabs a wrench and she hands you a wrench. She grabs a pipe and she gets ready with it.
Okay, yeah. So you have a pipe, big pipe, right? About
Big
2
pipe.
feet long.
Big
He has it's a big wrench. It's one of those big wrenches. It's like 3 feet long.
Like
It's
a
like
pipe
the
wrench, like a
the
monkey
Rampart
Pipe
wrench.
wrench, yeah,
from
yeah.
Apex.
Gotcha.
And Rampart Taylor. Yeah.
All right, and so you guys got some improvised weapons.
All right.
I still think we should sneak, though.
All right, yeah, I guess we're going to slowly walk up to the... Like, how open is it?
It's kind of
Like, we're talking like a couple of inches, or is it wide open?
it's open about halfway. You're close enough to see that the power for it is the door button, like the power's off. So like
So it's just
Normally it would-
darkness.
well, no, just the door power is off. So the door isn't like open all the way. It's open, you know, it normally would open and close, right? All the doors
Oh.
like shh.
Okay,
But
so
it's-
it,
the
like it
door
lost
is open.
power halfway through opening or
Yeah.
closing.
Yeah.
Okay. Can
And
I
you
see anything in from where I'm at?
No, but if you get close enough to the door, you can hear something. There's just the sounds of like movement.
Okay.
Bit squishy. Very wet
Okay.
movement.
I do
Oh,
have
boy.
the listen skill. Can I make a listen check?
You can listen. Yes.
Oh, that one dropped to the floor. That's a 20. I have a 40. I got it. Okay.
It sounds like something is trying to open something else, and it doesn't sound like it's having all that luck. You hear the sounds of like what is very clearly somebody like trying to open something, and it's very wet and squishy. There's a lot of sound. Whatever's doing is very wet, which makes sense because of the water, right? So someone's trying to open some.
So somebody's trying to open a tank, it sounds like.
If there's a tank in there, yes, something's trying to open something, but you two specifically haven't been in this room, so you don't know what's in here, or at least like if you did, you don't really remember, you know.
Sure.
All right, you want to just walk up and
I'm getting a little
Confront?
nervous, but I mean, yeah, that's about all we can do.
all right, I'm gonna slowly walk up and like kind of peek in.
Yeah.
I am like crouched behind the professor.
You can push the door open. You kind of push the door open mode because it just kind of easily moves. Now you're there. And you both peek in. Benson.
Yep.
It was a hard day. You fell asleep. You guys were fine. You made your deck saves when you were coming up, but as soon as you guys hit the bed, it was like it's that like it's been 2 hours after you've been swimming and you've already gotten home,
Yeah.
like kind of movement. So like you
It's-
hit the bed and was like woof. You are kind of like jostled a bit awake, like a bit in the sleep, and you kind of start to like wake up a little bit. Um, make a sanity check.
Oh boy.
Oh
Oh
man,
no.
love
Oh,
that.
we're going hard quick.
Hey, the Cthulhu ain't
That's-
shit, man.
That's a 29 versus my 60.
Okay, okay. You just shrug it off and kind of go back to sleep. I'd say you probably start having dreams about like let me see. I have notes here about you guys that I took. Don't I?
Oh.
Oh no. Okay. So little OOC right now. I have a Google Docs note, right? I have Notepad open with a set of notes, and I have a notebook, physical notebook with notes
Oh
written.
my.
Oh god.
Those three separate fucking media things. You are having you kind of having one of those lucid dreams. You've heard about them.
Mhm.
It's the last case you were on. Do you remember what happened in it?
I was investigating. Someone thought that their husband was cheating on them, so I was looking into that.
Okay, were you like you doing like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit style, like taking pictures?
Yeah,
Stuff like that, or-
just sort of snooping around, just keeping,
patty cake.
just kind of snooping around, making sure to keep my distance far enough away where he wouldn't notice if I took out a little disposable and just snapped a quick shot.
After like the worst part was that they were like on like the second floor of a building, which isn't too bad. At least they weren't like on the third or fifth, but it did make it. You had to find like a fire escape and climb up like a couple of feet, but
Right.
you were able to get into a window, kind of start taking some pictures. Who was being cheated on? Like the couple who was cheating.
The husband was.
The husband. So like you followed the husband as he met with like this mysterious woman, and then up the fire escape. You're sitting there taking pictures. Like they've been getting undressed. Fondling's happening.
Mhm.
Sexy times are happening. You don't understand how like a dude would cheat on his wife, especially with like someone who's got like tentacles like that. But like you're
Wait,
getting
what?
paid for this,
Sorry,
right?
I'm sorry, huh?
Yeah, remember when you found her? Like
Uh,
she was it's like so she was like a squid person. It was crazy. Like like he had this hot blonde at home, and like he couldn't. But you're taking pictures. You only take a couple, and then you're like, "This is good," or do you think you're gonna confront him or anything, or is it just like, "Nah"?
No, I just take a couple of pictures and then I'm out of there.
Okay.
Wait. So
The tentacles
snooping-
are upsetting.
You were snooping on the
Oh no!
Emperor and
I
Tab?
say it was completely normal. It was totally normal. Like you were that was yeah. That's just what happened.
And she's got all eight. She's got all eight.
Yeah, only. I need a hard sanity check.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Ah,
boy. Oh, here we go, lads. We're headed now.
This is bad for me because my hard roll for sanity is 12. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. What's it like 13 or?
I rolled
11?
a 13.
You have luck. You slug for
You
sanity.
have what?
Yeah, I'm gonna spend a luck point?
You have to hit 2, right? Because you have to get below it, or
I think you have
Is
to
it just
meet
one?
or
meter below.
it's meet or below. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, if you want to spend the luck to use it, you're making your way back, to the wife. You got the pictures. This is it's the night. It was Polaroid. They came out. You got them. You don't have to you specifically bought a new Polaroid camera for just such an occasion because you have like an old, you know, film reel camera, but like that
Yeah.
you gotta take and you
It
gotta
would
give it.
take. You got to take it to Walgreens Photo Center.
Yeah. So you enter. You head to the wife's. Head to the wife's house. You go. You enter the derelict ship. That's her house, and you farther down into it until you eventually reach the center where her heart is, and you go to give the pictures to like the beating heart that asked you to take the pictures of her cheating husband,
Uh huh.
and uh
Yeah, as you do.
now I want you to make uh sanity check. You have to beat. You have to make a sanity check. You have to beat a 2. So you have to roll a 1 if you want to beat this.
So, other words,
I rolled
he
the. I rolled the exact opposite end of the scale. I rolled a 99.
Jesus goddamn
Just
Christ!
spend
Actually-
98 luck points. It's fine.
Yeah. No, this is good. I want you to. I need to. Cause now I need to roll. How many luck points did you lose? This is.
And here I thought I was the one that was gonna have the hard time.
Yeah.
You lose 4 points of sanity as you finally kind of shake off the dream you've been having. To realize that you are 1 drenched, 2 not in your bed. You've been taken. You are in that in the part of the labs that you remember seeing where like they use it to eject things out into the ocean.
Right, that's down in
Um,
lab 2 then.
There's also one in lab 1.
Oh, okay.
Lab 2 and 1 are like the same.
Yeah, they're mirrors. Gotcha.
And you're kind of like leaning against like just like a table, and you are like as you wake up from like the weirdest fucking dream
Just like
ever.
What?
You see in front of you
So bright in here.
Benjamin and Abigail, who are holding like pipes and shit, and they are looking at first what you think is at you, and then you kind of hear something and realize they're not looking at you; they're looking behind you.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
You two looked in to see what was once an unconscious Benson, who's now kind of like waking up, and the thing that has been pulling Benson along and has just opened up the canister to the outside. When you think of like a dog, yeah, you have like a certain idea of what like a dog is.
Oh my
you've
God,
seen a dog
no.
before. You've seen like a dog before. You have the hind legs, the snout.
No!
This creature at first almost convinces you that it's a dog. It isn't until you realize that its forepaws have these webbed hands that are clawing at the device, opening it up, that like the first hints that it's not what it is.
Oh my God!
I smash the case. I smash the case. I take a metal pipe and I just start smashing the case. I'm going insane on this case.
No,
Fuck
give me a
this
second.
thing.
Give me a second.
Let him finish. I don't know what monster
like-
this is.
The water is kind of like ripping off it, like it almost as if it's like producing this water. It's just like running off it in ribbits. The hind legs, you can notice that the hind legs are like dog hind legs, but like the entire thing is furless, covered in like almost like a scales and gills, and along its back are these small ridges that you realize are actually like they look like bony protrusions, and you think they're bones because you also see where it's like rib cage, like where its chest is. You see what is very clearly its rib bones pushed out of it.
Oh.
The
Don't
creature
tell
kinda
me.
has
Please don't tell me I'm looking at a fucking corner hound.
the creature like looks back at you, and now that you get it, like you see a good look at its face, and that's when you see what the top half of its head is a dog head, but that's not its head. The top dog part only has its like eyes and ears and nose and top part of its mouth that are covering what looks like a grotesque like tuna face
Okay.
over it, as like these giant like eyes kind of like glare at you, and like
It's not what I thought.
like it's like someone put a dog skin over a fish, like melded it to it. You could see bits, like now that you see the fish head wearing the dog head, you can see the parts of its body where like the fish flesh has almost been like stapled to the dog flesh, and where the dog flesh has been like stitched to the fish flesh. It looks at you. It makes this gurgling sound as liquid kind of bursts out of its mouth, like it's trying to say something, and then you see
say something.
you see it has one of its arms, it's holding what is very clearly like a rope that is, now that you see the rope in its hand, its rope is tied to Benson's leg.
I'm
Was
going to
probably how he was
immediately
dragging him?
grab Benson like under the arms, like across the chest.
It jumps into the canister. It drops the rope, jumps into the canister, and like the canister slams behind him, and you hear the sound of some water being ejected out.
Okay, is this
Like I'm still grabbing
the
Benson
description
and
over?
pulling him to
Yes.
me, like as I see this thing. Like
Wait,
You had enough time to look in. You saw this thing. You were stunned long enough for it to scream at you, but like all that came out was water. And then as soon as it saw you guys, it dropped what it was doing and bailed. What
I
it was
screamed.
doing.
I just start screaming. I just start screaming. I'm mad with fear. I am insane.
Benson, what are you doing, you fish fucker?
Okay, all right.
I want all of you to make a normal sanity check.
Oh yeah, I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that? Ooh, that's not good.
Okay, 39. Okay.
98.
I made it.
This is appropriate. That's a 66.
I was just like,
I just start screaming. I just start screaming.
You Benson, you and Abigail at first start to scream. Like Benson, you realize what was in front of you. Abigail, what you saw. But Benson and Abigail, you failed. You both failed. But like, Benjamin succeeded, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Benjamin, you don't take any loss. You both take 10 points of sanity loss, and all three of you black
aces.
out.
Fucking aces. You're damn right I do.
And that's
Please
where
give me more sanity loss. I need more sanity loss.
Oh, sweet fucking Christ.
You know, Jace, you and I were on the same wavelengths. That did sound a hell of a lot like a Hound of Tyndalos.
Yeah,
I don't know what the fuck that is.
I don't know what that is.
it is a very, very nasty monster from the Cthulhu mythos.
They
Basically,
inhabit
they're
the
on your
angles.
trail.
They inhabit the angles and curves of time.
Yeah, they can come out of any corner of any building or thing. If there's a corner, they can exit from it.
Okay.
And if you, if they have your scent, there is no getting away.
Yeah.
Okay.
They will catch
Yeah.
you. They will get you.
I see what you're looking at. This is not this. No, the big thing is, like I said, this isn't like a
Okay.
Yeah, this
dog
is like
like
a
creature?
stitched together sort of deal. It sounded like.
Yeah,
This,
you had-
this is like
You had me shitting my britches there for a second.
no. This is someone someone did the paste tool of a dog onto a cart. Is what this is.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
This is a dog and a fish went into the teleporter from The Fly.
Gotcha.
Hey, y'all are all focusing on the dog fish aspect. I need to remind you, it was using fucking tools. Hey, this thing was using fucking tools, y'all. This thing was y'all.
This thing was trying to kidnap Benson.
Fuck
Yeah.
Hey, how about
all of
Lost
this,
fuck
process.
this was all properly spooky.
Yes. Oh my god.
I'm upset.
Oh, I kind of hate
Oh,
it. I'm gonna
man.
go to bed
This
now.
was fun. Y'all have a great time with Call
You
of
want to
Cthulhu.
know some really fun, Matt?
Sure.
Those dream sanity checks. If you had failed them, you would have woken up early. You passing them was continuing.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
The dream.
Yeah.
Well,
If you when you got to the one where you failed, and I was getting excited, then you're like, "I'll use points." And I was like, "Okay."
Oh,
Well,
Yeah,
no.
that's one of
Yeah.
my favorite tropes of Cthulhu is you succeed, and sometimes succeeding is very bad for you.
Yeah, I never
That's
even
right.
thought about that.
Yeah, that's good shit.
that's really good. All right. Well, that was
Oh.
awesome.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
All right. Well,
Like I said, I'm kind of upset. I have to go to bed now.
yeah.
Oh yeah, good
I'm
luck.
hungry. I'm getting spaghetti after this.
Oh hell yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna eat
Well-
a basket star.
I hate you for that.
Oh, straight up though, when you look if you look at just a picture of a basket star, doesn't that look like some good Long John Silver's bucket of giblins? Right?
Bucket of calamari. Yeah, a little bit.
Anyway.
A little bit, yeah. Anyway, thanks
we
for
got an
listening,
outro
everybody.
to take care of.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
This was a blast.
We'll see y'all next time.
See you next time.
Hopefully you sleep better than I do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
have a good time.
See you next time,
Bye.
folks, for when the shit actually starts now.
Bye.
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 Thank you for listening to this episode of Moral Ambiguity. If you want to get in touch with us, you can find all of our social media links at beacons.ai/moralambiguity. If you like the show, feel free to give it a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts and any other platform that allows you to do so. If you have a friend that likes Dungeons & Dragons or other TTRPGs, consider sending them the Beacons link. We would greatly appreciate it. See you next time.